The St. Louis region takes a big step toward reopening tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Traeger. Here's the very latest on the coronavirus outbreak tonight. Some businesses in St. Louis City and County will reopen tomorrow for the first time in nearly 2 months. The change comes as the St. Louis Pandemic Task Force reports an ongoing decrease in the 7-day average of hospitalizations for COVID-19. That average dropped to 487 today. That's 100 fewer patients than 1 week ago. St. Louis's mayor, though, saying this isn't cause for celebration. She wants to take it slow. So there's a lot to know if you're thinking of heading out tomorrow to any newly reopened businesses. We have team coverage for you tonight. Our Alexis Zotos is talking to businesses and residents in the city of St. Louis. But we begin with our Emma Hogue at South County Mall tonight. Emma.
Yeah, Lauren, in the last 2 months, we've gotten used to seeing parking lots looking like this, almost entirely empty. But starting tomorrow, we will slowly start to see some of these spaces filling up. In less than 24 hours, the West and South County malls will reopen. The Galleria and Plaza Frontenac Shopping Center will open too. But if you're heading out tomorrow, you will notice several changes. All employees are required to wear a mask. Customers aren't required, but strongly encouraged to wear one. Before every shift, management, security, and the janitorial staff will undergo mandatory temperature checks. Of course, shoppers must follow social distancing guidelines. That means groups of 10 or more aren't allowed to gather in the common areas of the mall. That also means very limited seating in food courts. Children's play areas and some fitting rooms will also remain closed. Tonight, some shoppers say they're excited to get back into these stores, but others tell me they're waiting a little while longer.
I think I would personally wait with just that many people in one place at one time. I don't feel comfortable quite yet.
It's going to be nice to see things just again, like I like JCPenney and Macy's and things like that. It's kind of weird not having those normal retailers, especially some of the smaller boutique retailers. Lord knows how they're struggling.
So important to note here, some stores within the malls are choosing to remain closed a little while longer. So if you are heading out, a good idea to call and double check before going to that store. We also talked with employees about how they're preparing ahead of tomorrow. Hear from them coming up tonight, all new on News 4 at 10. For now, reporting live from the South County Mall, Emma Hogue, News 4.
No doubt some big preparations, Emma. Thank you very much. Now, just because businesses can reopen doesn't mean all of them will. In St. Louis City, News 4's Alexis Zotos has been talking to restaurants and retail shops on the decisions on whether to reopen or stay closed. She's joining us live tonight in the Grove.
Lauren, here in the Grove, it's really known for its nightlife, bars, restaurants, and tonight at 12:01, things can start slowly reopening again in the city of St. Louis, but that doesn't mean that they will. A lot of places I talk to say they're going to stay closed. Beast Butcher and Block over here says they're going to keep doing carry out and delivery. They hope to reopen their patio in a little bit, maybe a week or two. But a retail shop across the street tells me they are ready to see customers tomorrow morning. Now, in the city of St. Louis, retail can reopen tomorrow at 25% capacity. For the Running Niche, a small boutique store in the Grove, that means 2 customers and their 2 employees. Masks will be required for guests and employees. They'll be sanitizing in between each and every customer, as well as offering hand sanitizer and masks if a guest doesn't have one. For restaurants, there is no limitation in terms of occupancy, but they will have to do social distancing, keeping tables spread out. And that means that a lot of these businesses are trying to make that tough decision on whether or not to reopen, and it's all up to each individual spot.
We feel that we can do it in a safe way. And by having only 2 people in the store maximum, customers at any given time, we don't have a lot of concerns over that.
I don't have any judgmentalism towards those that are. Everybody's got to navigate this the best they can. And I don't know that there's any right answers, honestly. But we're going to wait a little bit. We're going to be opening up this patio soon. And we're actually installing a new pickup takeout window. So that should be easy transaction that way. But we'll open the dining room when we're ready to open the dining room.
Face masks are going to be a big part of the city's reopening plan. As we told you, at retail, it will be required for guests and employees. Restaurants, it's required for employees and highly recommended for guests to wear them as they're walking in and out of a restaurant. Of course, you can't use it while you're eating or drinking. Now, at salons, you are also going to be required to wear one as a guest and a staff member. Across the street, there's a salon over there that says they're going to wait a couple more weeks to reopen. We have all the information about the detailed plans for the city's reopening on the KMOV News app. Reporting live, Alexis Otos, News 4.
Some big decisions for businesses. Alexis, thanks very much. As some businesses reopen in St. Louis City and County, the St. Louis Pandemic Task Force will certainly be keeping a close eye on the impact of those reopenings and on the number of the coronavirus cases in our region. The task force has reported a slow and steady decline in the average number of hospitalizations over the last few weeks. In late April, the average was around 700 patients. Today, it averages fewer than 500. Both Missouri and Illinois are reporting fewer new coronavirus cases today. In Missouri, the state is reporting 114 new cases and 5 new deaths statewide. There are now about 11,000 cases and nearly 600 deaths. In Illinois, officials announced more than 1,700 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours and 51 additional deaths. 3 of those deaths were in Madison County, Illinois. Illinois now has more than 94,000 coronavirus cases across the state. The majority are in the Chicago area.